we're going to have naan. It's going to be a sandwich shop that competes with Jersey Mike's. It's just called naan, and it all goes on a naan. You pick your fillings, your meats. It's kind of like Chipotle, but it goes in a wrap, and it's called naan. Holy smokes.
Can you imagine it's a short take? We looked at each other. We thought, are there any fast casual Indian restaurants? And then we thought, naan.
Two Jews, both big and tall, no subject too small for the good guys. A mother's dream, premium podcast team, make it your weekly routine, it's a Good Guys. And if you don't give us 5 stars, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys, we're just so good at the good guys. Whoa.
Welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. Benjamin, how are you?
I'm doing wonderfully, Josh.
Good.
I have reached a level of weight where I'm finally comfortable being clean shaven again. I don't know if you have your number, but I have my number. When I'm over 254 and I'm clean shaven, I look like a lesbian. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I look like a lesbian. Anything sub 254, 250, I'm 248 this morning, Josh. So I decided to shave. And I'm not going to lie, don't comment anything, okay? I already know I look like a normal, svelte individual. Josh, how are you?
But I hate to break it to you, you still you look like you're into women.
You still look like a lesbian.
No, but you look like you're into women.
I am into women, certainly. Thank God. BH. Not that there's anything wrong with the other side. Josh, how are you?
I'm annoyed that I'm going to have to cut out the first 3 minutes of this podcast.
What?
I'm
Why?
kidding. I'm kidding.
I was like, what did I do now?
I woke up feeling I woke up feeling like $1 million. I got to go to Tuesday or Thursday morning, depending. I go to do Feed the Streets on Skid Row in downtown LA, and we go give out donuts and coffee and waters and fruit to the wonderful people living down there, people who are experiencing some hard times. And it just sets my day off right, brother. A little bit of charity. Or it's my buddy down there said, hey, we're not greedy, we're needy. And I said, wow, I'm going to steal that.
Good for a t-shirt that we can make money on.
I know. And then he proceeded to steal like 5 granola bars. I said, come on, what are you doing? You're going to have enough for everyone.
Josh, I want to find a charity in the city. Okay. I want to find a good one. That's one thing that we should talk about. The second is, Josh, should we do a little something? Again, I don't know what this looks like. I don't know if it's a charity. I don't know if it's good guys being good guys, but our name lends itself to being a little bit more publicly charitable.
Agreed. Ooh, charitable brainstorm. Let's do it. And let's clip it.
Yeah, let's do it. A charitable brainstorm. Send this to brands.
Yes. Target loves good people. When I'm doing charity, I like to do it in a pair of Dockers. And Dockers...
There's nothing I love more than feeding the streets using caraway.
Enjoy these LMNT electrolyte packets. They're only 10 calories. Oh wait, you're homeless. You probably want more calories.
If you see a fat person on Skid Row, use Robody to inject them with GLP-1.
That is dark.
Oh man, we are too good. All right, so the brainstorm. I remember I once said that I didn't understand soup kitchens and they could feed themselves, and I got in a little hot water. So I'm not going down that path again. I think that we should.
Maybe we should get specific with the type of soup. Maybe it just needs rebranding. A chowder kitchen, a bisque kitchen.
I think that really making the Hale and Hearty, Josh, of charitable soups.
Yes.
This is the move. You come in, I'm not giving you my slop of the week. You get to pick from a beautiful board of options. You want a Tuscan white bean?
Yes.
You want a Mexican chicken?
A pasta fagioli.
This is the future of giving back.
Oh, chicken noodle again? Thanks. Times haven't been hard enough. Give me some options.
And it will all be made in our 6-quart caraway pot.
Yes.
All of it.
I can't wait to get the supplies from Thrive Market. At Thrive Market, you can get all the supplies you need for the soup kitchen we're opening.
All of them. You can get everything for the soup kitchen and something for, a loved one. Anything, everything, and more at Thrive Market. But yes, I love the idea of options. I think I've heard people say this. They go up to a homeless person, asks for something to eat. They go and they pick a sandwich, a random sandwich, which by the way is insane. Okay. And they hand them the sandwich and they open it up and they say, I don't eat meat. And to that, I have to say, just because you're homeless doesn't mean that you can't have dietary preferences. Okay. I understand being appreciative of somebody doing the deed for you. So it would be nice to get a thank you so much. That said, next time, could you get me tuna? I think that giving homeless people options is a lovely idea. And I feel like it doesn't happen enough. They deserve options, Josh. What if they're not in the mood for this roast chicken? Maybe they want something a little bit spicier, like a Thai chicken or just something flavorful, flavorful meal.
They're in the mood for banh mi.
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
Something fun and different and not just like, oh, turkey and cheese. Like, yeah, been there.
Exactly. And honestly, I would think that if you're homeless, I don't know enough homeless people to know the answer to this. I would think that you're probably pretty religious. You're probably praying to God a lot to change your circumstances. And so the idea that you might have a dietary restriction, that's not crazy to me.
No. I mean, now that I do feed the streets pretty regularly, and there's a chapter in New York, so you could go hang out.
Okay. Where is it?
I can find out for you right now.
Okay, as long as I don't run into my guy from the Toms River, okay? I would get mugged at Feed the Streets.
You should run into him. I think they do it on the Lower East Side, but there's there's Feed the Streets in New York, so you could do that chapter out there. But it's fascinating. I think that a big thing for me with people, right, when they have staunch perspectives and opinions on things, I think it's because they're not integrating with it enough. At least if I don't necessarily agree with their opinion, right? Like they feel like a community of people need to do this, or these people don't deserve rights, or this or that. I'm like, and do you know anyone who's that way? And they go, well, no, but when I see it in print, I know how I feel. And
totally.
Similarly, interacting with people weekly who have fallen on hard times, like we have our regulars. And you're talking to these people and it just brings it to this incredibly human level of like, you see everything. You see incredible mental illness. You see certain people that obviously are dealing with addiction. And you see people who are just like kind of chill and getting by and like not that disturbed by their situation. It's really interesting, the spectrum of people.
Yeah. And I don't know, just I would assume getting some perspective on how nice your life is also really nice. I know you don't do charity to make yourself feel better, but like there's probably an element to that too, like appreciation for what you have when you see what others don't. So Feed the Streets New York. I've done some work with God's Love We Deliver, great organization as well, some City Harvest stuff, but I would like to be a little bit more charitable. So I think I'm going to start doing some stuff. And maybe the next time you're here, we'll do some stuff together. And if anybody wants to join us, we'll figure that out too. Maybe I think there's something fun to do.
I prefer God's Love We Pick Up because I don't like delivery fees. No. So stupid.
God's Lover We Deliver is brought to you by Postmates.
It sells itself. This is what we're good at.
It's what we're good at. Just because I'm feeding you doesn't mean I can't get paid. Like these two truths can exist.
Yes, let us be good at what we're good at.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Goodwipes. Folks, Goodwipes are the wipes for you. They elevate your everyday hygiene because they are premium wipes. We need premium wipes for our premium bums. They're infused with soothing botanicals like aloe, vitamin E, and chamomile. Who doesn't want that on their tush, okay? And they smell amazing, naturally scented, hypoallergenic, thank God, and in a variety of scents. Don't you want something that smells great? Maybe something like rose water, shea cocoa, lavender, cedar and botanical bliss. Ooh, that's cedar and botanical bliss, excuse me. They're super soft, so much softer than every other wipe I've ever tried. And they're actually flushable. How annoying is it? You wipe, you put it in, and it won't go down the toilet, okay? And then you need to stick your hand down and take out another wipe to wipe off your hand? What are you, nuts? What am I, nuts? And they're free from harsh chemicals, parabens, and dyes. Goodwipes is it, folks. If you want to upgrade your restroom ritual, you can grab Goodwipes at Target, Walmart, Kroger, and most local grocery stores. As a special offer for Good Guys listeners only, Goodwipes is giving you your first pack free. Buy any package, then text them your receipt and get reimbursed almost immediately. For details, head to goodwipes.com/goodguys. Again, goodwipes.com/goodguys. That's goodwipes.com/goodguys to snag a pack of free Goodwipes. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Bilt Rewards. Folks, if you're a renter, I'd start taking advantage of Bilt if I were you. Here's the thing, we earn points on groceries, travel, and practically everything else we buy. But we should also be earning points on rent, one of our biggest monthly expenses. Bilt changed the game by letting renters earn high-value points on rent and around their neighborhood. There is no cost to joining Bilt, and as a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. Bilt points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, even the ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties around the world you can redeem your Bilt points towards. Points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment, that's right, and unique experiences that only Bilt members can access. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, why not? Folks, why not? The seasons are changing, and I'm already dreaming of a warm weather getaway. Are you? I love using my points for travel, and I'm always looking for ways to earn more to book my next flight. Here's a total life hack for you. Bilt lets you earn points on rent payments and redeem them towards flights, hotels, and a lot more. How amazing is that? One of your biggest investments should get you more than just a roof over your head. So start earning points on rent you're already paying by going to joinbilt.com/goodguys. That's joinbilt.com/goodguys. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you at joinbilt.com/goodguys to start earning points on your rent payments today.
Speaking of, do you know the great George Janko? Do you know George Janko?
I don't. What a name.
George Janko was he's a comedian. I've known him for a long time from social media and whatnot. And he was famously Logan Paul's co-host on the Impulsive podcast. And he has since sort of broken off and started his own podcast. And
is he really ripped, this guy?
He's in good shape. I don't think he leads with he's not like a fitness influencer.
Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe a Mike. Did he have a Mike?
Mike Majak?
Is this one of also on Impulsive? He was huge.
No, or you're thinking of Bradley Martin?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
that
a big
guy.
He's a big
He's
boy.
Huge, that guy. Holy smokes. All right, but Mr. Janko. Mr. Janko.
Mr. Janko had me on his podcast the other day, and he's got this huge pod, and I'd be interested. I didn't bring this up with him because I didn't think about it in the moment, but he's a pretty religious guy, and he talks a lot about, spirituality and belief and faith on his pod, and I've seen a lot of clips, and I think it's really interesting and compelling, especially because I don't think you hear a lot of people in our age group sort of talking passionately and having interesting discourse about it. And anyway, we're talking about our sort of spiritual lives. And I said, like we've talked about, my access to spirituality came through sobriety, but it's sort of the old ancient truths that all sort of religions believe in, which is forgiveness and surrender and acceptance and acts of service and leading a life of integrity so that I can feel good when I put my head on the pillow at night. And he's like, that's beautiful. That's great. And he was like, listen, if you ever really want, he said something to the effect of like, I would love to like give you kind of what I do and my thing, which is, he's Christian and I found it very interesting because here we are sharing sort of like how we have a certain level of sort of faith and completeness that comes from our beliefs, albeit, slightly different. But there was no part where I said, and trust me, if you really want some good stuff, come over to my side. But I kind of felt that from him, of him being like, and if you even want to level up, wait till you hear what I got going on. And that's the part of religion in general where I always go, yikes, like you lost me.
Yeah, because it's deeply personal. We've had a million conversations about this, about how one can perceive the way that somebody else deals with religion, and one can be in somebody's brain and judge that they can't possibly be this spiritual or this in touch because they're not doing X, Y, or Z. Like that is the antithesis, in my opinion, of a truly religious person. There's a difference between a deeply religious and spiritual person and somebody that follows the book. This is just my personal opinion. You can read every day. You can go through the motions every single day. But until you feel it, and feeling it comes from doing something completely different, maybe. Like reading scripture, maybe it does it for someone, it doesn't do it for somebody else. And all of a sudden, I just think that there are different ways to get to the end result. So what you're saying, I completely agree with, and foisting the way that you do something onto somebody else and positioning it as better, that's where I draw the line. That's no good. But showing somebody, hey, this is how I do things. I wonder if it would be interesting to you. I'm fine with that. Not pretending that it's better or not suggesting that it's better, because better is subjective.
Yeah, it was interesting. He said something interesting, which is, and I really love my conversation with him. And I think, and him and his wife host the pod, and they're just lovely, interesting people. And, but he said, I try to preach every day, and rarely do I do it with words. And basically, I guess he's saying in the actions that he does, acts of service, what have you, sort of like attraction rather than promotion. Like let what I do be attractive, not necessarily what I say. But I think there's an aspect of, in my experience, what I've observed of Christianity, there is that preaching part of it, which seems, which is so foreign for me. And obviously Judaism, it's not looking for new members. So there's no preaching part of Judaism. So like, I don't know, Olivia, do you feel comfortable jumping in here? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I was raised, like I mentioned in the last episode, I was raised Christian, Methodist for the most part. And I remember like being very young and struggling with the piece of like, okay, so you're supposed to like tell people if they don't know, because like everybody, you're supposed to have Jesus in your heart or whatever. If they don't know, it's like your job as a Christian to kind of share that. But I guess I always kind of felt I'm never going to like preach to somebody, because trying to shove something down someone's throat would never work anyway. And two, how are like people in remote areas who have never been taught anything about like Christianity, what makes them less of a good person or less worthy of an afterlife? I have no idea what the answer there is, but that's something that I've always like wrestled with. And so I think it just comes down to, if you really want to like impact people, it's like in what you do, And I don't think that anything that you say to somebody will ever be as impactful as somebody like going on that journey themselves. And I don't know, I think every religion is kind of a different lens to view the same like larger power,
Overall, I completely agree, Olivia. Overall, unsolicited advice, get it out of here, okay? Get it out of here. And I do this sometimes too. I do this for sure. The most recent, my golf game, Josh, through the roof. I'm playing the best I've ever played in my life. So much so that I'm playing with somebody, they have a bad shot, and I'll say, oh, if you did this. And then I think to myself, how fucking annoying am I? Okay? Like for 1 minute, I'm good at golf and I'm giving unsolicited advice to somebody. And I know that that's an example. It has nothing to do with religion. But unsolicited advice, keep it to yourself. If somebody wants your advice, they're going to ask for your advice. Okay?
Right.
We don't want it. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it.
What are you attributing? Are you regularly shooting under 80 right now, which is considered an incredible game in golf?
I'm regularly shooting low 80s. I'm really like, I'm on the precipice of being great just in time to have a child and never play again.
Right. And what do you attribute this to? Is it your new svelte body is allowing for a quicker swing speed with your club?
You know what's interesting, Josh? First of all, I credit the fact that I've gotten a bunch of lessons. That certainly helped. Shout out Tyler. He's amazing. What I then credit, Josh, is that I don't feel comfortable leaving Claudia for 5 hours to go golf anymore. So what I'll do is I'll book an hour in a simulator in the city and I'll just hit golf balls. But I think I'm practicing. It's very rare that somebody who plays golf actually practices. You just play. Like, and like,
Right.
pros practice. That's why they get good. Like, normal people don't practice these sports. Like, they'll just go and play pickup basketball, but they'll never practice shooting in their 30s. What are you, nuts? So like, I'm actively practicing. So then when I go out and I play, I dedicated an hour to hitting 200 golf balls and feeling good. So I think I'm just practicing, but I am loving it. Absolutely loving it.
God, I bet you have so much torque.
We don't still have PXG, right? They left us.
Parsons?
Yeah, no good. All right, well, we could use somebody
We're
else.
cool.
Maybe a
They
tail.
were good for us. They gave my father-in-law a beautiful golf bag.
Okay, all right.
And
So
by
good.
that
Shout-
I mean, Ken, you're welcome for your Christmas gift from me and not Parsons. Shit! Cut that out, me. I've given away too many things from this podcast.
I know, unbelievable. Oh, I have an update on my car.
Oh, good. We're getting a new car in case anyone doesn't know. What are we feeling? What are we thinking?
I'm not positive, but Josh, we are looking for a car, okay, that is family friendly. We're looking for a car that is good for having a nice baby in the back seat. Safety is important. What do you think of a Genesis?
Love Genesis. As we all know, it's part of the higher end Hyundai family. Hyundai like Sunday. I've done a brand deal for them. And it's great. It's cute. It's not
They're
big.
they're pretty sweet though, but they have this larger car, the V80 or something, that is big. There's a third row, but it's still sleek. It looks, I don't know, it looks really nice. And we were looking at all of these cars. You told me Jeeps break. I don't want something that breaks. We were looking at Tahoes. These things are too wide and too big. We could have gone Mercedes, but Hitler, you know. So, Genesis, Japanese made. There's no issues. I'm all in.
You know, Japan was on Hitler's side, right?
Everybody was on Hitler's side.
Yeah, all the hot people, Italians,
So
Japanese, Germans,
hot. Hitler's so hot right now.
all the well-made things. Ugh.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Prolon. Folks, you know me by now, okay? And I've never been very good about changing up my health routine. Whenever I say, I want to lose weight or I want to be healthier, nothing really sticks. Remember keto season? That's when I turn to Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet program because after 5 days, I feel lighter, more energized, and completely back on track. Now they've upped their game with Next Gen, packing the same science-backed benefits into a cleaner, more convenient, and tastier format. Prolon, folks, is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. Next Gen builds on the original Prolon with 100% organic soups and teas, a richer taste, and ready-to-eat meals. Developed over decades at USC's Longevity Institute and backed by top US medical centers, Prolon has been shown to support biological age reduction, metabolic health, skin appearance, fat loss, and energy. Folks, I did the 5-day program, and I'm telling you, I feel so much lighter. Imagine eating, but getting the feeling of fasting. Eating, but getting the benefits of fasting. The benefits of fasting and the feeling of fasting, to me, I absolutely love it. And if I could do it while eating, well, you can now, okay? You can now, and it's wonderful. You should absolutely try it. So folks, to help you jumpstart a plan that delivers real results, Prolon is offering Good Guys listeners an exclusive chance to be among the first to try Next Gen with 15% off site-wide plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/goodguys. That's prolonlife.com/goodguys to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/goodguys. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at LMNT. Folks, you've heard me talk about LMNT because not only are they a wonderful sponsor, but they are the leading electrolyte in the world, okay? LMNT helps everyone stay hydrated without the sugar and other dodgy ingredients found in popular electrolyte and sports drinks. What What is sugar doing in there, okay? We're trying to get electrolytes, but you're adding an added sugar. What are you, nuts? And electrolyte deficiencies or imbalances can cause headaches, cramps, fatigue, brain fog, weakness, all of those things you don't want. We don't want any of that. LMNT is the solution. And everybody in my life seems to be on the LMNT kick. My sister, she texted me, Ben, I love LMNT. She recently started training for half marathons. She's like, Ben, I love LMNT. It's the only thing that keeps me hydrated. My business partner on Spritzicide, he loves LMNT. He'll text me, Ben, I just finished at the gym. I love LMNT. I'm so hydrated. I'm like, thank you so much. I didn't make the company. I do love them. I do endorse them. You should probably also write a review and tell them. But everybody in my life is drinking LMNT. I love LMNT. Whenever you're feeling, just really thirsty, you know how you just go to chug a bottle of water and all of a sudden you don't feel less thirsty? That's because you have an electrolyte imbalance, not because you are actually thirsty, okay? So why don't you try electrolytes? And LMNT is a zero sugar electrolyte drink mix and sparkling electrolyte water born from the growing body of research revealing that optimal health outcomes occur at sodium levels 2 to 3 times government recommendations. What are you, nuts? Government, what are you doing with these recommendations? Folks, I'm telling you, you gotta try LMNT if you haven't before. Because right now, LMNT is offering a free sample pack with any purchase. That's 8 single serving packets completely free with any LMNT order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share LMNT with a friend. Get yours at drinklmnt.com/goodguys. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/goodguys.
Yeah, so Genesis, I think, we're not positive, but I loved this car. I'll send you the link. I would love your thoughts. And there's this car reviewer, this mom who made a video like years ago. What should Claudia's first car be? And she did the Genesis. And it's a beautiful car. We looked it up. We love it. I love a nice review. I'm loving car reviews. I don't know if you go on YouTube and you look up the reviews. It's fantastic.
Oh, of course. Doug DeMuro. Wonderful.
Amazing. Love it. So, yeah, Genesis. I'm thinking there's a beautiful hunter green. I'm thinking a hunter green car with maybe a sand interior.
Love
Beautiful.
I would say a British racing green. I wouldn't call it a hunter. I would call it a British racing green with an either coffee or tartufo interior. Perhaps a camel interior. I could sell cars all day.
Oh my God, a British racing green with a camel interior sounds so hot.
Do you know, this would be my tactic for selling cars. I go, Ben, I'm quitting tomorrow. Let's fucking take these idiots for everything they got. All right? Let's get them good. Then you think you're getting a good deal. I'm really giving it to you. You don't know. I'm screwing you. I'm not quitting.
You're never quitting. 1,000%. Honestly, I just jack up all the SRPs. I don't know the price going in.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of writing 86 on the sticker, write 96 on the sticker. Okay, then you drop it to 86. You give them 10K off.
No, you know what you do is you make a deal with the person. You go, listen, I'm going to make you pay top dollar, but I'm going to also give you my friend who's a lemon lawyer. In 18 to 22 months, you're going to lemon this thing. You're going to get all your lease payments back. I got no part of that.
Wow. Or you could give them just straight cash. Here's $5,000 in cash. I know you're not getting paid a proper commission. Knock $10,000 off the top. What do you think about that? That's reverse selling. That's me selling to you. I go into you, I give you $5,000 in cash, Joshy, and I say, I know it's 85, I want it for 75. You take 5, okay? And I take 5. I'm coming out $5,000 cheaper. You're putting $5K in your pocket. Why wouldn't you do that deal?
Listen, you know me, and I've tried to sell you on this before. I'm a big fan of auto brokers. Shout out my buddy Nautic. So listen.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by Nautic.
I'm telling you, bro. Nautic got the deals. If you're living in the San Fernando Valley. So my boy Mike calls me up, and I love Mike. And he's he's a writer. He's just a wonderful kind of just straight edge, good dude, you know? And so he doesn't know from the deep world of auto brokers like me. He's not living on the edge. So he's like, hey, I know you love cars. I know you love to get good deals on cars. I'm thinking about this electric car. It's I don't know, $450, $500 a month. What do you think? I said, call Nautic. What are you going to go sit in the dealership like a schmo for 4 hours? Let Narc do this. She goes, okay, I said, but you can't pull any white people shit on him. Like, you can't like ask to test drive. This is unacceptable. Narek gives you the deal and
Take and run.
You wire him the Bitcoin. So I connect them and he goes, this is great. Narek's looking for the car for me. He's calling a bunch of dealerships. He's going to give me a great deal. I said, beautiful. Next day he calls me. He goes, so Narek called me. I go, yeah. He says, he asked me if I would like a $72,000 electric Acura for $269 a month for 24 months. I said, what'd you say, Mike?
Did you ask Narek if it was stolen?
I said, Narek knows. And Mike said, I'm going to look at it right now. I said, just say yes, Mike. And now Mike's got a $74,000 car for $260 a month.
Wow. Holy crap. That's amazing. What's it missing? The brake pads?
It's incredible. The doors don't lock. But other than
this brand new Cadillac Escalade can be yours for no money. I don't know. Scary. Too cheap.
It's a brand new Cadillac Esca. You don't get the whole car. Well, also just because
and I'll keep your lady.
This is
you
why
get the Esca, I get the lady.
This is why you have to be agnostic when buying a car, ideally, right? Because you deal with these auto brokers. Electric cars in general have been extremely subsidized by the government, and the desire for the car wasn't there. So they're offloading them like crazy with like crazy incentives, $20,000, $30,000 off. But these guys, their whole business, right, is finding out like whenever you're going to buy a car, there is a current car company who's got a fleet of cars that just aren't selling, and they're going to be heavily discounted. So I know you want a Mazda so-and-so or a Subaru, whatever, but go get the Acura SUV and pay $250 a month. What are you, nuts?
No, you are 100% nuts if you were looking for a Mazda and a Subaru and you turned down an Audi. Okay? I know we spoke in the... What did I say?
Audi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Audis are nice too.
Audis are nice too. No. The Acuras are beautiful too. Those are well-made cars.
Gorge, it's in the Honda family.
The MDX, the RDX,
hot.
The ADX, hot.
I agree. I'm telling. Shout out Nautic. I can't believe I've given him this much praise.
Nobody knows how to find him though, so you're good. They're gonna Google Nautic. It's gonna be Nautica. They're going to end up getting a bunch of t-shirts from Marshalls. You've done him no favors.
No, Nautic only has a WhatsApp. I'm like, when do you get an Instagram page? He's like, what's that? Should we get to a story?
Yeah.
TikTok mom baffled after restaurant boots her for letting toddler wander off during dinner. Guys, I just tried to explain this story for 11 minutes, but the New York Post obviously has something against our show because it wasn't written in a way that I could deliver it. So here's what you need to know. Ziggy, little cute baby in Australia, 2-year-old, was allowed to run free in the restaurant, checking out plants, saying hi to people. Eventually, the manager of the restaurant said, hey, Ziggy should sit. And the mom said, it was a long day. And he said, maybe you guys should go. Ben?
Okay, so I don't know, but I feel two ways about this, Josh. The first, on one side, I think that people should just cut parents with toddlers some slack. Okay, they deserve to go to dinner too. The kid it seems like was being nice. I didn't hear that he was screaming or running amok. He was just like walking around. He was like the instead of a golden retriever being in the restaurant, or like sometimes restaurants have a cat. I wouldn't eat there though. There's a toddler just like walking around.
Never have a cat. Are you thinking bodegas?
I don't know. The whole thing with
the muffins over there. Anyway, what would you like?
This kid just became a part of the restaurant. So look, cut the woman some slack. That said, what are you doing letting your kid go and sit on a stranger's lap at another table? This is bizarre behavior on the mother's part as well. So I think this whole story is fakaked, and I don't have a good opinion. Josh?
I think as parents, you're not entitled to eating out. That's what I think. I think
Okay.
there are some staples, like you're entitled to travel. So if you're on a plane and the kid gets upset, got to deal with it. But I think if you are going to elect to eat out, you need to have a system in place where obviously there can be momentary outbursts, but I've been in a restaurant where a kid's been crying for 15 minutes and the parents have done nothing, and it just can't happen. Like it breaks the social contract.
It's not nice. I would agree. You're right. The difference between travel and that is travel, you have to get somewhere. The restaurant you didn't have to go to.
Or go fast casual, go to Chipotle.
Yeah, do something
Or
easier.
the Australian equivalent to Chipotle, Chipotle.
Do something easier. Or go to Outback.
What's it called? It's not called Outback though in Australia. It's just called Steakhouse. Oh wow! I'm sure they've done YouTube videos taking an Australian to Outback Steakhouse.
For sure. I think I've seen it. And they're incredibly offended.
I'm sure.
That said, the bloomin' onion is not Australian at all, but it is so tasty.
We should make that a series.
Is there any fast casual Indian food? None. This seems like an untapped market for the chai guys.
Dare I say, none.
None. None.
Can you imagine it's a joke take? Like, we looked at each other, we thought, are there any fast casual Indian restaurants? And then we thought, none.
None.
None that I could think of.
We're gonna clip that, and then we're gonna have naan. It's gonna be a sandwich shop that competes with Jersey Mike's. It's just called naan, and it all goes on a naan. You pick your fillings, your meats. It's kind of like Chipotle, but it goes in a wrap, and it's called naan. Holy smokes!
How good is Indian food, man?
Amazing,
right? Olivia, you fucks with
It's
it?
the best. It
Yeah.
is the best.
It's delicious. But I'm a big spice guy. I love spices, not spicy. Spices. I love flavorful. I love curries. I love all of that. Like, that is my stuff. So yeah, it's fantastic. Indian food is amazing. And what I love about Indian food is it's one of the only cuisines that I think is equally delicious vegetarian. I've been to plenty vegetarian Indian places. If you go to a vegetarian Chinese place, dreck. This is no good.
Mhm.
You go to a vegetarian Indian place, they have it down. There's just like, they know what they're doing. These dishes still taste delicious. A nice curry chickpea, Josh. Ooh. Getting
Yes.
hot just thinking about it.
Saag paneer? Come on.
I'm in.
Well,
I'm
did you
in.
know that there's a woman who critiques men after sex to train them for their next lover? This age group is best in bed. An OnlyFans model got candid about her sex life and how she's working to improve others. Arabella Mia, 27, who shared that, or as I like to call her, my guru, who shares that she sleeps with men of all different ages, isn't afraid to speak her mind when it comes to what she wants out of a romp in the sheets. She said she's very direct, and she said, unfortunately, women are known to fake their orgasms in bed because men can't seem to get the job done. A lot of women won't tell a man what they want, but I wish they would. So what does she tell them? She says, again, the New York Post failing me. We need an intern. The 27-year-old.
We need a summary. I wonder, Josh, quickly, if you wrote to ChatGPT, we should do this. We get the articles, we write ChatGPT, summarize it for me. Oh, I bet you they could do that.
That would be good.
Okay, continue.
Well, she said, I've met so many lovers who think sex is all about penetration and they don't bother warming you up first.
That's terrible.
And
What
it
are you,
turns out
nuts?
youngsters are focused on performance and want to please their partners. I don't know who these men are, but if Mia thinks so, I'll believe her. I don't know who wrote that. When you go a little bit younger, they try really hard to make sure I'm having a good time. So I definitely prefer that. Shout out Gen Z.
Shout out Gen Z, I guess. Look, I don't understand this. Like, you're going into a situation not looking to please your partner. How selfish are you? I'm not a selfish lover, Josh. I'm a selfless lover. Okay.
I see that.
I'm a big time lover. If you're not enjoying yourself, I haven't done my part.
Totally. For me, it is such a point of pride that I've facilitated you in your quest for satisfaction.
Agreed. 100%.
Yes.
We're such good people.
We
We're good
really
guys.
are. I'm
We
going
are.
for the Oscar everywhere.
Yeah.
On screen, under the sheets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Olivia's turning totally red right now. Sorry, Olivia.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Rylee Cru. Folks, if you don't know Rylee Cru by now, what are you, nuts? They're more than just a clothing brand. It's a one-stop shop that caters to you and your children at every life stage, whether it's welcoming the newest member of your family in Quincy May, dressing your child in Rylee Cru for their first day of school, or celebrating special occasions in a Nora Lee dress. They have an outfit for every occasion, and they're so damn cute. Let me tell you a little bit more about them. Founded by a mom, Kelly, in 2014, her and her team design all the pieces and illustrate all the art you see on all of their clothing. With a focus on modern baby basics, their Quincy May is your one-stop shop for baby and toddler essentials, featuring a collection of beautiful organic baby basics in earthly solid colors and prints. The perfect harmony of quality and style, each Quincy May garment and accessories made with 100% organic materials is GOT certified and ethically made. Nora Lee is children's wear, okay? Supplying you with the most darling wedding and ceremony styles, tutus, and matching mama and mini styles for special moments. Ooh, how cute is that? And then, of course, Rylee Cru's collective spring-summer lines have all launched, and they are the perfect everyday essentials for your child's warm weather wardrobe. They even carry matching swimwear for the family, so plan a matching moment for mom, dad, and the kids on your summer vacation. How amazing is that? Folks, if this sounds like something that might interest you, visit RyleeandCrew.com/goodguys and use code GOODGUYS for 20% off your first order. That's RyleeandCrew.com/goodguys and use code FAMOUS for 20% off orders of first-time customers.
My bad.
Oh my gosh. Well, should we get to a speak pipe?
Yes.
If you want to ask us questions, get advice, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys. Keep it brief. Brevity is key. I can't stress that enough. Let's hear from Anonymous.
Girlfriend Ben, hoping to get some advice and maybe your guys' opinion on some things. So, long story short, my husband and I are divorcing. We've been together for 11 years. And married for 3.5. And so obviously you can imagine what our social medias look like with a lot of photos of each other. Thoughts on deleting the photos? Do you do it all at once as if the person never existed? Do you gradually do it? Do you leave them? I personally feel like it's pretty dramatic to just like wipe it clean all at one time. But that's the route he took, which is fine, to each their own. I'm now like, okay, what do I do? Like, people are talking. Do I just get rid of it? Do I play it cool? Do I slowly start deleting them? Am I thinking way too much into this? So what advice do you guys have? What are your thoughts on it? Thank you.
You're thinking too much into it because if he deleted all the pictures, you delete all the pictures.
Mm.
Somebody did something already. If nobody did anything, I would have said, look, 11 years with somebody, I don't know how badly it ended, but these are still memories. It's still nice. You'll post more pictures. I don't think you need to mass delete. But if he mass deleted, you got to mass delete. Like he beat you to it. Sorry. He chose for you. You got to mass delete. Otherwise, it looks like you're still holding on to something. When he's mass deleted, it's just not a good look.
Yeah, I guess in a perfect world, you wouldn't want to look back at a part of your life and want to erase it, right? It just
Totally.
it happened. And
Yeah.
it was, and you learned and you progressed and all the things. But I would imagine for dating purposes, if you don't, if you haven't repopulated with like a couple dozen photos since then, people are going to look at your page and be like, oh, you seem married.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. My opinion changes if he didn't all delete all at once, Josh, but she's got to delete, no?
I would, I would say
Because he deleted.
yes.
Because
If he deleted, delete. But if not,
Yeah.
I think you kind of want to I think you just kind of do what's right by the other person if you care about them. If you think they would be hurt and annoyed, maybe you do it slower. But if you think they wouldn't care or you're annoyed with the way they treated you, then who cares? You got to cut it off. You got to stop caring what they think.
100%, which that guy clearly stopped caring what you thought pretty quickly. So I'd get rid of him.
Pretty quick. Let's hear from Emily.
Hey, good guys. Major moron and toaster. I need you guys to tell me if I'm nuts or if my brother is nuts. So my brother's getting married in 3 weeks. I'm a bridesmaid. My husband is a groomsman, and my 1-year-old son is the ring bearer. We have to adhere to the following schedule. No leeway. I must report at 10 a.m. regardless of when my hair and makeup is. My husband must report at 2 p.m. and then my son must report at 2 p.m. The ceremony does not start until 5:30. And the wedding ends at 9:30. So my 1-year-old son is supposed to be at the venue without a nap or any place to really get out his energy from 2 in the afternoon till 9:30 at night. Am I nuts for thinking that he should just have to get there right before the ceremony, or are they nuts? Let me know.
Okay. We're missing some information. I think based on what you told us, 1,000% he's nuts. Bridezilla, groomzilla, nut job.
Totally.
Okay? But now that I was originally going to say that, perhaps he wants your beautiful son, the ring bearer, to be in some photos. So maybe giving a quick call time, hey, could he show up at 1:30? But then he can go back to his room, take a 3-hour nap, and then come back at 5:30. Not giving any indication, telling you to show up at 10 a.m. regardless of when your makeup is. That's nuts, and that's not normal. Women are given a schedule. If your makeup's at 11:15, you show up at 11:10. You don't need to sit there and watch your mother-in-law have her makeup done, because women get their makeup done together.
Olivia.
Yeah, you do. Okay, you know how girls will go to the bathroom together? When you go out somewhere, there's a sense of camaraderie and community. I think that she probably wants to have her people there all day. That's, I think, even though it is mad inconvenient. But I think that's part of it. It's you have your village with you the whole day while everybody's getting ready, and you just kind of take it slower. But yeah, it is inconvenient.
But your village includes, maybe they're super close. I don't know. Your village includes your sister-in-law. Can't it just be your mom and a couple of friends? And does she get excused because she has a toddler? I get what you're saying. I hear you, but it seems nuts to me.
Could be some wiggle room there, I suppose.
The only thing that circumvents or trumps someone's wedding day is a child. And 100% you should be there. Your husband should be there at the time allotted for this very special day for these two wonderful people. Whatever is best for your child is period, the end. So they shouldn't be required to be there more than 5 minutes before. You want to get them in a couple photos, bring them around for 20 minutes. But you can't mess with a kid's nap time, especially at that age. Shy's 2.5. He'll be 3 before you know it. We can push. He can miss a nap. He won't be a total monster. He'll be monster adjacent. You miss a 1-year-old's nap, it's game over. They are miserable. So you have to do what's right for that kid, and everyone should understand that, period.
Amen. Well said. Well put. What are you, nuts?
Totally nutso. Next one from Haley.
Hey, Josh and Ben. I'm going to make this quick. This question is for Ben. So last night, my husband and I made the really difficult decision to put our dog of 12 years down.
Oh.
She's been my best friend through everything. And so, it was really difficult. But the next few days following have been extremely difficult. Her absence is the loudest thing I've ever experienced. And I just don't know how to cope. My husband doesn't really know either. So my question to you is, how long did you wait before getting Romeo after you lost Theo? What's the appropriate amount of time? And what did that grieving process look like for you? Okay, thank you so much.
First of all, I'm so sorry. It's an awful feeling. Awful. I get a dog now. The appropriate amount of time is immediate. we waited probably 2 or 3 months, and people will say like, oh, you must not like truly know grief if you grieved this way about a dog. Like, don't let anybody say that to you. A piece of your life, a piece of your routine, a piece of your house, a piece of your happiness is just missing. It's an awful feeling. It's awful. So I would suggest getting a new dog immediately, because your heart will heal. You'll never forget your past dog, but the absence will go away because you have love to give that there's nowhere to put it. Also, I don't know if you have kids, but that would probably help too. I have to assume that would be a good place to put it. Like Claudia and I always say, like, it might sound dramatic to some, but like Theo died so that we could have like focus on having a baby. Like, we treated him like our baby, but we needed a real baby. And so I don't know. It's really hard. Get yourself a new dog.
Get a new dog. Go for it.
Get a new dog.
Yes.
Get a new dog. Quick. Get a new dog quick. That's what you got to do. Damn it. You made me emotional.
Well, listen, and then when this dog starts, getting a weird limp or a lens over the eye, get the next new dog. Let's circumvent this. And we'll just push off bereavement until you're in dementia.
That's it, Josh. That's the real way to do it.
Yes.
With Theo, we woke up. He had cancer. He had a month to live. He was 7. He died. This dog, 12, I don't know if it was, you didn't mention it was traumatic. It sounds like it was a slower roll. Once you start to see your dog lose a step, you're supposed to get another dog. Apparently, a puppy adds years to the elder dog's life, and then it's significantly less hard when the elder dog dies. So you really are supposed to add another dog when you feel like your dog's going to die. You fucked up. No, I'm just kidding. You just know for the next time.
And have them on speed dial. You see your dog eat a Hershey's Kiss, call the puppy mill. You know what I mean? That dog eats a grape, 1-800-PUPPIES,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, take the dog to the vet. Hopefully that works out. But you got a dachshund on the way. I don't know.
Oh, these vets, what a scam. What a scam, these vets. Unbelievable.
Vets are such they charge too much, huh?
It's just a scam. It's just a complete scam. Like, you walk in there, they then recommend all these things, they upcharge you, you have insurance, it doesn't cover anything. The whole thing's a scam.
Totally. Totes my goats. Do you have a what are you nuts?
I do, Josh. Our What Are You Nuts moment is people, places, and things, gripes with humanity. You're walking around the streets of New York City or wherever the hell you are, and you're thinking, what are you, nuts? What the hell is wrong with you people? And yes, I have mine, Josh. Last night, or let's start with yesterday, okay? Yesterday, I'm walking. I look as innocent as I do now. I'm wearing shorts. I have a purple smoothie. I just picked up a purple smoothie. I'm crossing the street. All of a sudden, this guy, it doesn't matter that he's fat, but he's fat, turns around and he says, back the fuck off. And he goes to throw a punch at me, and I jumped backwards, and I was like, oh man, okay, I'm good. And I ran away, scurried back to my building. Okay. Later that night, I'm walking Romeo on the street. All of a sudden, I see a guy. I'm positive, Josh. I'm positive he was holding, whether it was fake or not, he was holding a machete. There was a knife in a long casing. And I walked around, and then I ran back. And all I have to say is, what are you, nuts? The crazies are out again, Josh. I don't know what to do. I think I attract them sometimes, even though I don't make eye contact. I make eye contact with nobody. This guy, Josh, I'm holding my smoothie. He didn't even see me. Back the fuck up. What are you, nuts?
Eric Adams is busy at 11.
Yep, he is. He is, but he's busy with the shouties.
Eric Adams is busy with the shouties in the night. New show coming to Netflix.
You got one?
From Ryan Murphy.
Shouties in the night.
That's terrible.
Oh my God.
Leah Michelle is a shouting.
the Gracie Mansion Shouty.
Oh my God. My What Are You Nuts is yesterday we were having dinner with my wife's aunt and uncle and her cousins, and we just love them. They are the greatest people. And we were at this really nice restaurant. The food is so good. And they basically, I don't know what happened, but we were there and Max and Shy, my two little kiddos, were there. They brought everyone's food out except my kids' food. What Are You Nuts?
Nuts.
I know things happen. The worst thing you can do is bring out everyone but the kids' food, because all of a sudden everyone feels you feel like you're eating dinner with the cast of Oliver. You feel like you're in Matilda. And these poor kids have no, and then they immediately level up with their level of hunger when they see everyone else has food, and no one wants to eat. Obviously things happen, but if the kids' meals are messed up somehow or need to be redone, or like they're taking an extra couple of minutes, don't bring anyone else's food. What Are You Nuts?
Yeah, hold the food. Bring the kids' food first, always.
Kids' food
Always.
first, always. Agreed.
Always, folks. Oh, man, that was a fun one, Josh. This episode, 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you, nuts? Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on YouTube. Share our clips, Instagram, and TikTok, folks. Monday and Thursday, we will see you next time.
And check out an all-new episode of Shouties of the Night on Peacock.